Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make these beauties. So it's a very blue set today, and to achieve today's set we've got a couple of Madam Glam gel polishes. So I've got two different shades of blue. One is this turquoise one and one's like a very deep royal blue. One's called Besame and one's called Take Me to Mykonos. So those are our blue shades. And then for our background nude shade we've got this colour. It's called Ballerina, and it's this nice kind of pinky, almost like a very pink, pale pinky shade. So it worked quite well with our design. A little backstory to today's design actually. I was feeling a little bit low when it comes to designs, and I didn't really feel very motivated. Like I was just really struggling to come up with something new. So I put myself through a little challenge and I closed my eyes and started picking out colours from my gel polish rack. And these are the colours I picked up. So first I picked up the nude shade, then I picked up the the teal colour, and then the last colour that I picked up, I actually opened my eyes this time and just picked another colour, like a third colour to match what we've got going on at the moment. And that's how today's set came about. So it was very spontaneous, but it proves that it works because I'm so happy with the final results today. I just love how all the blues and everything work together quite well. And I'm so happy with the crystal placement today as well. We used crystals and charms that I wouldn't usually use. So that was quite nice too. So we've got two nails that are ballerina shade. We've got one that is the deep blue. I am now working on the freeway ombre, so I'm using all three colours that I showed you today. And then the very last nail is going to be the marble nail. So we are going to use all three colours again. So I'm going to pop it onto a palette. Then I'm going to do a line of each colour next to each other using a dotting tool, swirl it into one another on the palette, and then we'll swipe it and apply it onto our nails. So you want to make sure you have a blooming gel. If you don't have one, you can use a base coat. It won't work as well, but it will do something for you. So it's a little trick that you can use in case you don't have a blooming gel. So I'm just applying a layer of that on my nail. Do not cure, you want it to be wet. And then using an ombre brush, I like to just swipe it all up onto my brush and then just very gently start to kind of glide it onto the nail. So the reason I want to glide is because if I go too heavy-handed, I'll kind of ruin the little, those kind of lines that the brush picked up from the palette, if that makes sense. So very gently, you kind of want to go with the flow of how fast or slow the gel polish is kind of coming off your brush. And if there's any areas that you're not too happy about, you kind of want a bit more blue or a bit more of the nude shade or, the turquoise, then just pick it up and swipe it into the nail, which is roughly what I'm doing right now. I just felt like there wasn't enough dark blue, so I just kept adding a little bit here and there. And then we've got yourself a marble nail, so it's looking cute. If at any moment it's a bit too thick, grab yourself a lint wipe and then just kind of tap the sides. And then hopefully that will help you guys with not getting any wrinkles and when you cure it, basically. So now I've applied 2 layers on the rest of the nails, and one of our nails is going to be a sugar nail. So it's going to be this dark blue one. It's been a while since I've picked up the blue glitter, so it's quite nice to get that involved today. So that's going to be our sugared nail. There it is, and everything's gone into the lamp. So working on the rest of the design, this nail here is going to have a marbled French tip. So my approach to this design was to not apply anything. Just start swiping and applying the marble where I would expect it to be. Of course, the smile line would be quite messy, which is absolutely fine. And then my method to kind of fix up the smile line, correct it, make it all nice and neat, was to grab a lint-free wipe with some acetone or nail prep cleaner, whatever you've got to hand, and then just start swiping away and making yourself a smile line pretty much. So you see that in a moment. It wasn't that hard. I know that some people use brushes actually when they do their Frenches anyway, so you could basically use the same technique if you wanted to. You can use one of those wide brushes and then just swipe away anything that you don't want. But here it is. I just keep folding the lint-free wipe and just keep like smudging and then moving about the wipe and removing anything that I don't want in the hopes to get the perfect smile line. So if at any moment you do this and it's not the best, you can always just cover it up, just pop some crystals on there or something. Here's the nail. It's not perfect in any means, but it's definitely much better than what it was. So now a little hint of stamping. So I've got this plate here. It's from Moyu London, and I feel like I've just never used it. I'm not too sure. If you guys have seen it before on my channel, let me know. But I've got a cheeky little feeling that I've never used it before. So I thought, since today we don't really have a theme, it's more of like a marble set, and it's strictly like a blue one. I don't really have like a proper like theme for it. So I thought these kind of images are quite like abstracty, and they're kind of nice to just stamp on their own. So I thought I'll include that into the design. So the other nail was done. Now we're doing the ombre nail, and I quite like this long image here. It has a heart in there, and a little flower, and some leaves, and a little triangle at the top. I'm not too sure. I think this was, let me just see what's the name. If I move my hand, I think this is a Valentine's possibly stamping play. I'm not too sure. I just feel like you can use it all year round, to be honest. Okay, now time for our crystals. So we've got these charm looking circle things. We also have these blue crystals as well, and we're also going to include some caviar beads and also some very small tiny little blue crystals, which I just added there. So you want to grab your rhinestone glue gel. We will have 3 nails that are going to have crystal placement. So it's quite a heavy crystal placement design today, just because again there was just no theme. I was obviously going into this design with no inspiration, no ideas, so I kind of used the crystals and everything to bling it up and make it a bit more interesting and pretty. So for this nail here, the ombre nail, I'm doing a couple of crystals at the bottom and a couple at the top there, in like a slanted way, and I'm going to kind of mix and match with those, I don't know what you want to call them. Every time I pick them up, I need to research and find out the name of them every single time. I can't remember. But we'll start off with this oceany, beautiful blue circle crystal thing. Now these are the ones I have no idea what they're called. We'll pop one on each side, and then we'll finish it off with the smallest blue crystal that I've got. They'll go on both sides, and then you want to do basically something similar at the bottom, but we'll take it up to the right hand side. But since I don't really have a lot of sizes to kind of go off of, so I popped one of those charmy thing, I'll call it a charm at the moment, at the bottom, and then we just did 3 of those, the smallest blue crystal sizes that I had to hand. So that's our nail done, and there is no caviar beads going on that one at all. There will be one nail that we will have caviar beads on though. So now we're going to work on our French tip nail. Same thing, pop the charm in the center where the smile line is, and then on either side just pop the smallest blue crystal that you've got, and that will be that. So this is the moment, if your smile line wasn't that great, you can actually just continue the crystals all the way up and no one will ever know what's behind them. So that's gone into the lamp. And now lastly, for our showstopper, the nail that's got a bunch of crystals on it, I'm applying the rhinestone glue gel down the center, and we're going to do the charm at the top. Then I've got this really big like a teardroplet looking blue crystal. It's quite pointy at the top as well. I'll apply it now. It's quite big. I had difficulties picking it up with my wax pen, but look at that, and it's kind of like pointy at the top. It's quite interesting. Once that's popped into place, I will just add a couple of more blue crystals and one more charm, and then that will go into the lamp for a nice cure. And then there will be quite a heavy amount of caviar beads on this design as well, so I will pop caviar beads in between each and every crystal that we've got going on today. But also, where we've got that massive crystal in the center, I will also do, I feel like I've been doing it quite often recently. I don't know when this video will be going up. I'm kind of trying to pre-record because I've got quite a lot of stuff going on at the moment, so I'm trying to make sure that you guys have as many videos as I possibly can, because I absolutely love doing these, and I've been doing it for like a year or 2 now on YouTube, and it almost feels weird when I don't have a video up now. So it's basically my job now. I will not ever stop doing videos, I think. But right here, this is where I'm going to place like a line, a slanted line of caviar beads, and it's almost going to create like a jewelry necklacey vibe, which I love that look. I just love it. Every time I do it though, I'm always so sad because I use so much caviar beads, and what you see in that container there is all I have now. So I'm either going to have to start looking to buy more, or maybe just do a couple of designs that don't have as many, but obviously eventually I'll just have to buy some more. It's just I'm a bit nervous because you can get different sizes, like the how big the balls are, and I cannot remember what kind of size this is, so it might have to be a trial and error. Just buy a couple of sizes and then check which one's which, and then just buy a bunch of the ones that I need. But here it is. I will show you guys. I know I don't always show you guys the cover bead placement, but for today, since there wasn't too much going on design wise, I thought I would include it in case you are ever wondering how I go about my cover bead placement. So once I place all the cover beads here, I'll just use any tool that you have really to hand to kind of wiggle the caviar beads into place and make them as straight or as, you know, wonky as you want them to be. So this is the design now cured. So I'm going in with a matte top coat, and I'm just going to try as much as I possibly can to go around the caviar beads and the crystals. And then, of course, same with the rest of the designs. Obviously, we've got 2 extra nails that have got crystals, so try and go around them as much as you possibly can. And then I think we've only really got 1 nail that we don't have to be too worried about, just the marble nail that we can just go ham with the matte top coat and not worry too much. So, oh my god, I'm just so in love with today's design. It's so funny how sometimes you've got no inspiration, no design ideas. You all know me, I always pick up my pinks and purples and occasionally blues. And I just thought, for a change, let me just close my eyes, pick a random colour and take it to the test and just do something with it. And that way I use a couple of colours actually even today with this design that I don't usually pick up. So although it's blue and it is actually a colour that I sometimes do use on my channel, they were still colours that I haven't picked up in a little while. So that was really cool. Here's me trying to avoid as much as possible the crystals. And if you are wondering, the crystals are from AliExpress, I think, today. The matte top coat is from Madam Glam. Anything else? Tips are from McCart. Cover beads are probably AliExpress or Shein too. I don't think it really matters for those. And that's about that. And I sometimes get quite a lot of questions about the little stand I've got. It's a metal file, actually, that you then stick on the, like, you know, the files, but I just don't stick them on. I use it as a little stand. But here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.